Hi everyone. Tonight I would like you to watch this video sitting down. So please stop what you're doing, find a nice comfortable chair, stretch out, let out a nice deep breath, and just remind yourself that everything is going to be okay, because it will be. Now tonight I want to discuss something about young children and teenagers who are also, as we said, going through a difficult and at times traumatic time. Besides looking out for their anger and irritability because they find it hard to always express their feelings, we can also look out for disturbed sleeping. And when it comes to anxiety, we also sometimes have to look out for certain rituals or obsessive behaviours that many children do in order for them to give them a feeling of safety. The problem is that if they do this too much, it actually causes a lot of anxiety. So look out if you see any behaviours that are sort of becoming rituals, excessive, that you think just aren't quite right, and see if you can discuss that with your child so that these things do not become too entrenched. Now, tonight I want to show you also the spider's web. Now, if you notice, the spider's web is very, very cleverly built by the spider. The spider's web is supported not just by one strand, but actually by a complex structure of main strands and some minor strands. And the spider does this because if the web were to be damaged in any way, the spider's web will still stay intact. One part might be, but the rest of it would still be okay, and that's because it's not just reliant on one support. And when it comes to our social groups and support systems, we have to try and adopt the same methods. We need support right now. It's hard. Physically, we're separate from everyone. But if we can be supported by not just one person, but by different people, different friends, family, people that can give you guidance in whatever way you feel you need, then even if one strand and one person might not be able to always give you the support, you're going to have other people. And it's really important for where we're going through right now. The other thing I wanted to discuss is the difference between needs and wants. If I were to tell you you need to watch this video, that's going to straight away impose some pressure and some stress. If I tell you I just want you to watch this video, but it's okay if you don't, that takes the pressure off. Anxiety is often caused because there's too many times we put needs into things where they're not actually needs. For example, we might say, I need to make sure that we have the best supper tonight. I need to make sure that my children are happy the whole day. I need to make sure that I have a full day planned. And actually, are those really needs? We might want it. We might want the perfect day. We might want to be the perfect parents. But doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to happen. And in fact, I would say this group very much celebrates imperfection. And therefore, let's try to replace some of the needs with wants. If we notice we're putting pressure on ourselves, we've made something a need, just ask yourself, is it a need? Replace it into a want, and that should reduce a lot of the anxiety. Now, hopefully next week we're going to be able to launch a website where we're going to be going to add some new resources and some self-help tips. In the meanwhile, we have got an email address, and you can send in your feedback, your questions, your suggestions and tips, and I'll forward that after the video. But have a lovely good night.